and you're staring at Rob Gronkowski. Are you team make, team miss? You can make your pick over at FanDuel Sportsbook. Download the app, and you can win a share of $10 million in prizes. Does anybody want to talk to Rob Gronkowski? Anybody have questions for him? Well, he's not going to come out here unless you guys cheer really, really loudly. Can we get our hands together for a 4-time Super Bowl champion? Let's give it up for Rob Gronkowski! Ooh, ooh, ooh,
Wow.
ooh, ooh. Oh, that wasn't loud enough, guys. Wasn't loud enough. I think he literally wants it louder.
Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages.
Over under in FanDuel terms, hours you slept last night, 2.5.
Over. I got about 4.5, but it was kind of like where you're squirming all over the place. I can't sleep in Vegas. Like, it's impossible. And I swear, do not go to bed sober in Vegas, because then you wake up like you feel like you're hungover. So go to bed wasted, and then you wake up and you're fine. So that's just how Vegas is.
Yeah,
that's the key.
The Gronk math is to just drink, because you're going to be tired anyway.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. To that. These two teams are facing each other in the Super Bowl again. Super Bowl 54 rematch here in Vegas for Super Bowl 58. And they're going through the same motions. I bet there's a lot going through their heads. Like, I've been here before. It's the same feelings I had back in Miami. You're reliving that same thing with the kick of destiny. You lost the game last year, Gronk. How you feeling?
Yes, I'm feeling pretty good. My confidence, it was down this year. And then when I heard we were going to have a redemption kick, I wasn't really up for it, because I was kind of heartbroken on missing last year and letting down America. But I'm back now. I've been practicing. My leg is super strong. I've actually been hitting some 40-yarders in the last couple weeks as well. Even though the kick is only 25 yards, I just want to show my ability that I can hit a 40-yarder as well. But I'm feeling pretty good right now. While I'm practicing, I'm hitting about 85% of my kicks.
You seem very confident, only 25 yards, and there was the whole Mother Nature thing we're going to talk about. But yeah, it's the same kick from last year, different location, and it's something very cool that's interactive for customers. It's the make or miss, as you guys can see it right here. Will he, John Cena just hates you and thinks you're going to miss.
Yeah, John Cena, he's really going against me. He wanted to do the kick. The executives, though, of FanDuel said, no, you're not doing the kick. I busted through the door. Actually, I busted through the wall. I told John Cena, this is my kick. This is my kick of destiny, and he got all mad at me. So he's my kryptonite. I told John Cena that it's my kick again, and that he's going against me. He keeps picking that I'm going to miss it, but I'm going to make it.
Okay, so team make, team miss. You guys can make your pick with a $10 million in bonus bets live. This is live during the Super Bowl, sort of the kick before the kick, because it's happening right before kickoff.
Yes, it is. It's a couple moments right before. It's a live commercial. Last year was live as well. A lot of people are skeptical that it wasn't a live commercial last year,
let's
but
sit down and talk
it
about
was
that.
a live commercial. It was totally live. It was totally right on the spot. It will be again this year. And any, miscues that happen, if I slip, it's going to be on TV. So we got to be professional. We got to get it down, and that's why I got to practice, because practice makes everything go smooth.
I saw your hit on Jimmy Fallon, and the whole crowd, you said you were being very earnest in saying Mother Nature came in, and everybody's like, ha, ha, ha. But truly, that is what happened last year.
It is truly what happened. I mean, I'm not a guy for excuses. I mean, I did miss the kick, but it really did, miss because of the win. I mean, it was one of the best kicks I've ever had. Right when it came off my foot, when you're a kicker like myself now, when the kick is going through no matter what once you kick the ball. And it literally hit my foot like at the perfect angle and the perfect location where I had the most power I've ever had. And it looked like a professional kick too, with the angle that it was going up at. And I was like, oh yeah, that's going in. Like that felt so good. And then all of a sudden it just hooked all the way to the left. And I never had a kick hooked to the left throughout my whole time I was practicing. So that was a little weird to see. And then it was kind of a controversy a little bit, because on the TV angle, it looked like it went in.
We were all in the suite going, woo! I think half of the world was, and then it didn't end up happening. No,
and then everyone was kind of on Twitter saying, like, they made him miss on purpose. They didn't want to pay out, but I did not miss on purpose. I wanted to make it, and I'm so glad I had the redemption kick, too, because I love doing things like this. I love to stay busy with activities. I love to play cornhole, volleyball, mini sticks in the basement with my nephews. And when I had the opportunity to be like, oh, hey, Rob, you want to kick a football? Like, I love learning new skills. And growing up, I did pump, pass, and kick as well. But doing that as a kid, I was a guy that kicked with my toe. So I had to learn how to kick, with the side of the foot soccer style. So that was a whole new lesson I had to learn, which I'm always up for that. I'm always up for activities that help me, do things where I got to use my skill set and improve it every single day, and practice makes me better as well. So it's just so much fun doing.
You're for the people. You want the $10 million cut to get out there. Last year you learned a lot of lessons. You got set. You practiced a lot with Adam Vinatieri. He was sort of in your year. And the approach this year, and we have to get to this, we are so excited about Sunday, but we all have heavy hearts as well, because the person who was in your corner, in your ear, that you worked with on this marketing campaign for this second kick, Carl Weathers, passed away suddenly and heartbreakingly, and I know somebody that you really looked up to.
Yes, I was very saddened about the news of Carl Weathers when I heard that he passed away very recently. He was one of the greatest, to do it. He played in the NFL as well, and then he took his talents into the acting world. He paved the way for players like myself and other players as well to have a second career after football. And my condolences are sent out to his family, to his close friends, and to everyone that has worked with him as well and got to know him as a person. And it was a short time I got to know him, and he loved to talk football, man. And I just loved sitting there, just being able to be in awe of one of my legends. I mean, he was in my favorite movie of all time, Happy Gilmore. He played Chubbs. Goddamn alligator bit my hand off. So I'll always remember that for life.
You literally bring him up every week on my show.
Every time. So just sending prayers to his family and love, and he's going to be missed.
The entire FanDuel family, of course, deeply saddened by this, reaching out to his family. And I feel like you've got a little extra something to kick for on Sunday.
Yes, I do, actually. That's a good point. I'm going, to make this kick for America, but also I'm going to make this kick for Carl Weathers as well. I mean, it was just so great to have a scene that we were shooting a couple months ago when we were doing the commercials, and he's just my favorite scene in Happy Gilmore. Just tap it in, just tap it in, and then we were doing a little scene. He's like, Rob, just kick it in, and it was just such a surreal moment. So I'm going to make this kick for you, Carl.
It's beautifully said. We're going to take questions from the media, of course, for Gronk. So we have a microphone going around. Any other changes in the regimen for this year?
I just had to get my confidence back. So a lot of practice. I had people around me, too, when I was going to go practice, yelling at me while I was kicking just to throw some distractions out there. Every time I kicked as well, there was never any win, so I didn't really have the win factors to be able to go against that. But just a lot of repetition. Repetition is what makes you better as a player kicker.
I forget if it was Deshaun I forget who told me that when you were on the Bucks and you guys were on the practice field, you'd make kicks. You'd go over there and try kicking field goals. Do you remember that?
Not really. I mean, if I was doing that, I was definitely kicking a toe style. But I don't really remember kicking any field goals in practice. I'm not sure who told you that. They must have got me confused with someone else.
Maybe. John Cena, what was he like to work with?
Oh, John Cena, he's such a professional. And actually, I showed up. I just got off a flight from across country, Boston to L.A., a little woozy, you're a little jet lagged. And then John Cena, I get there, and he was such a professional, and he was so good at his craft of acting. And then it's my first scene. Rob, Gronk, you're up. It's going to be you versus Cena. You're going to go head to head. This is your line. And it's like you're going to battle off. It's about to be a Royal Rumble. And then all of a sudden he gets in the character like he's about to absolutely whoop my ass. So I just zooped right up, and he put me in the character. So when you work with legends like that are, at that high of a level, it kind of makes you, work better as well. And that's what he did. He brought me to a level of where the commercials, I would say, are better because of him.
Have you heard from Tom Brady about the kick?
I have not, He's a little jealous that, I'm still playing the game of football and he's not, He loves the game of football. This is his first year off, so he doesn't want to talk about it because I'm still, being able to touch the football and he's not, Even though I'm touching it with my leg, he usually touches it with his hand, but he's a little jealous of me because of that.
I'm sure he is. If we have any questions, I think we have the microphone. Thank you so much.
All right.
Yes, I love questions.
We're going to start it off with NBC Sports Boston.
Hey, Gronk. Your former team, the Patriots, much like you with this kick, they can't afford to miss with the third overall pick. What do you want to see them do? come the draft.
Ooh.
Whoa, I like the
Picking third is
perspective
crazy
you put
for
it.
the Patriots, first of
Wow,
all.
they can't outkick their coverage on this pick. I mean, this is their highest draft pick in quite some time. I think since Drew Bledsoe, right, when they picked him #1 overall in the 1998 draft.
Gronk, why are you an encyclopedia?
Yes, I just got knowledge like
Wow.
that, Kay. I'm an analyst, all right, and I'm on your show, so I gotta know my facts. But I think if they don't go with a quarterback, if Drake May or Cal Williams is already taken off the board, I think a for sure pick, a for sure lock that won't be a bust, that's going to do big things right from the beginning is Marvin Harrison Jr. at the
Wow.
wide receiver position. I mean, he's an explosive player. I saw one of the guys, I think it was Mark Grow or something. I know him. He's in the Patriots organization. He says he wants explosive players, and explosive players make the big plays. So if you want those players, take Marvin Harrison Jr. He's an explosive player. And his dad went to Syracuse as well, and I was a Syracuse fan growing up. So that's a connection right there.
Great. And our next question is from Sports Handle.
Hey, Rob, thanks for doing this. How much empathy do you have for guys like Scott Norwood and Tyler Bass after last year just dealing with the pressure of kicking before 200 million people like that?
I do have a lot of empathy for them. I mean, I understand what it's like to be able to kick a football now. I'm not even close to their level, but I just gained so much respect after last year of what these kickers do. It's a full-time job. You got to be able to kick day in and day out. You got to be able to do the repetitions every single day in order to stay at that high of a level. Yes, you're just going in, for one play at a time, maybe once a game, twice a game, maybe just for a PAT. But let me tell you, I have so much respect for these guys, and it's a craft. It's an art to be able to kick. So I feel for them. I mean, it's a tough job, and on top of it, they're doing it with the game on the line, with the organization on the line. So when a kicker, misses like that, I'm still on their side to support them and to keep their heads up.
Thank you. And now we have the New York Times.
Hey, Gronk, with so many people wagering on your kick, do you feel any additional pressure?
There's definitely some pressure. I mean, last year I feel like the pressure was definitely a lot more than this year because I already missed, So what would we do if I miss again? But I'm not going to miss again, and I feel more confident as well because where I started last year kicking, it was embarrassing. I was kicking the ball 5 yards that way, 5 yards that way, and then when I started kicking again to practice for the kick of destiny #2, I was already way ahead of the game. I was already making field goals right from the beginning. So I feel confident. I feel ready to go, and it's going to be really cool, the situation that we're doing as well, because there's really no losers in this situation because you either pick if I make it or you pick if I miss it. So if you pick make, I mean, you get a piece of the $10 million in bonus bets if I make it. And then anyone that picked miss does not get a piece of it at all. But if I miss it, all those people are winners. So it's kind of a hand-in-hand winning situation. But I just want to make it, just for my sake as well.
Have you asked FanDuel to let you know how many people are picking you versus not? I wonder what those numbers are.
I think the numbers, I don't know how many people have voted so far or made the pick. But I think it was around like 75%. This was like a week ago, or a week to 10 days ago.
Okay, so you are
75%
checking
have
in.
picked that I'm going to make it, and only like 25% have picked that I'm going to
Are
miss.
you watching the weather?
The weather, it's supposed to be breezy on Saturday, but that's Saturday. There's supposed to be no wind on Sunday, so I'll be good in that factor.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, KNBC Kansas City.
Hey, Gronk, for years, outsiders despise the Patriots for winning so much. In Kansas City, we're starting to see that a little bit. Did you embrace that hatred? And what's your advice for the Chiefs?
Yes, to block out the noise first off. I mean, when you're winning, no matter what, you're going to get haters coming from all angles. I mean, because there's so many teams in the NFL, everyone else wants to win, and there's just one team that keeps winning on a consecutive basis. I mean, they're going to start hating a little bit. It's understandable. It happened with the Patriots, and now it's happening with Kansas City. So I'm in awe of it. I'm impressed with it. It's unbelievable the job that they're doing. They got a core group of players that are leading them every single year, and especially with a stable head coach as well and stable quarterback, which is huge to keep, the consecutive winning seasons going. But I'm in awe of it, and I would just say just to block out all the noise if I was the Kansas City Chiefs. That's what you got to do. You can't really listen to what's going on. You can only control what you can control.
Florida National News.
Hey, Gronk, can you talk about the resurgence of the tight end position being a focal point of the offenses? You got the 2 Pro Bowlers in the Super Bowl here and many others that are really the focus of the offense, and also bear down.
Yes, bear down, baby, 100%. But the surgence of the tight end position is spectacular. I mean, you're talking 20 years ago, people, teams would be winning in the Super Bowls and you don't even have a tight end on the field. Or you have a guy that doesn't even play that much, or it's just a blocking tight end. Just the way that the position has trended to is just unbelievable. I think it's one of the most important positions on the field now to this day. If you look in the past 10 Super Bowls, or at least, the championship teams, there has been a top-tier tight end on all those teams. And look at Travis Kelce, been to the Super Bowl the last years, myself over the last decade as well. Look at San Francisco 49ers. They weren't a good team until George Kittle got on the team. Vernon Davis as well with the 49ers when they went to the championship, when they had those championships run a decade ago. But just overall, you got to have a solid tight end on your roster if you want a complete offense. I truly believe in that. I truly believe that's the direction of where these offenses are going. And these tight ends, this day and era, is just unbelievable. We just keep amping it up. We have a good group, a good handful of a group that is stepping up week in and week out, and the position's getting so much recognition, which it should. It's one of the hardest positions on the field as well. You got to be able to know the whole blocking scheme, and you got to be able to know the whole pass game as well.
And now we have a question from women of fantasy football.
Hey, Gronk. Thank you so much for the time. Wanted to ask you again about the tight end position. Travis Kelce has performed amazing this playoff season. He's drawn a lot of comparisons to yourself. How do you feel about those comparisons, and what does Travis have to do this weekend in order to get the win?
He's just got to do what he's been doing the last 2 weeks. I mean, he's been playing phenomenal football. He's showing why, he's the best tight end in the game the last 2 weeks in the playoffs, versus the Buffalo Bills. And then versus the Baltimore Ravens, stepping up, making touchdowns, making huge catches when they really count. And he's going to do that again. I mean, this is a stage that he was set for. This is a stage that he can handle at all times. So he's going to be ready to go for sure.
Pro Football Network.
Gronk, you're going head-to-head with Cena. Is there some things you're going to have to settle maybe at WrestleMania here?
Oh.
Yeah, you're right. If I accidentally miss this kick, because he's my kryptonite, he wants me to miss. He's been going at me. He's disappointed that he's not the guy kicking the ball. He wanted to be the one that was going to kick it this year, but I came through, and I'm going for my redemption kick. But you're right. If I miss, I'm going to have to take it out on him. I'm going to have to probably see him face-to-face in the ring at WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, whatever it is. He can call the shot. He can call a shot one-on-one versus him. I mean, that would be a battle, man. That would be fun as well. I would take
Wait,
it on.
now I'm
I would
team,
do it.
now I'm team miss.
Yeah, I'm team miss now too. I'm gonna miss on purpose now.
Okay, Gronk
so I
just
can
said
battle.
he's team miss. I
Yeah.
don't know. Nobody's missing on purpose.
I
Wait a
know,
second.
I'm not.
Are you doing the single bar again?
Yes, I got the single bar. This is my helmet right here. I'm just inspired by all the kickers in the movies. What's that movie where the guy's smoking the cigarette right before he kicks the ball on the sideline?
The
The Replacements. Yeah. I just love his style. Just love the movies that are just silly like that. He's a single bar, smoking a cigarette. So that's how I pictured myself doing the kick of destiny.
Okay, so FanDuel, we need a cigarette in his mouth for this to happen. Maybe a candy cigarette.
Just, those candy cigarettes. I'll take one of those. That'd be pretty cool.
All right, another question from Fault Lines.
Hey, thanks. Hey, Rob. Why was it important for you to endorse FanDuel, particularly at a time where there's a lot of concern about the growing epidemic of problem gambling with young men, the kind of young men who look up to you?
Yes, well, FanDuel is the #1 leading sports book in America, and I'm a championship guy. I love winning championships, so I love being with the #1 team outside off the field as well. And on top of it, FanDuel does a great job with responsible gambling. They're always representing, bet responsibly. Don't go out there, bet your paycheck, on a weekly basis. Go out there and just make the game more intriguing with a safe bet. And that's what FanDuel is all about. That's what I'm all about. I love to gamble, but I don't love to gamble out of control. So I thought FanDuel was just a perfect fit, by betting responsibly, but also being the #1 sports book. So we're on the same page.
And it's a great reminder to bet responsibly. You and I, even before the season, we were calling customers, talking about what are the tools that you're using. FanDuel has some of the best innovation in that area, and we're huge proponents of that. So thanks for the question.
Yes.
How you doing? I'm Clay with 100.1 WBRS Boston. Sup, Gronk, thank you so much. Take us through the kick day fit.
Yes, the kick day fit. I think it's going to be very similar to last year. Like I said, I'm going to have this helmet, the 1-bar piece helmet right here. I'm going to have the pants on with with the pads as well, so I look like a professional kicker. And then it's my first time. Usually I wear the cleats that protect my ankles. That they're in between like lineman cleats that are big blocks and like the wide receiver cleats that are very thin. So the wide receivers can run fast. So I've always worn the in between. So now I get to wear the cleats that are kind of like soccer cleats. So they're going to be really light. So those are going to be the cleats that I have on my foot, so I can kick the ball to the best of my ability with those type of cleats. And then the FanDuel jersey, I'll be wearing a number 87 FanDuel jersey as well, so I'll be looking fire.
Great, and we have time for one more question here.
Hello, Alex for Mexico. What will be the key for the game, for the Super Bowl, and your favorite team for the win?
What's the first question?
What will be the key for the game to Sunday?
Yes.
And your favorite team for winner?
All right. Well, it's kind of go hand in hand, because I'm going to pick the San Francisco 49ers, but the key for the San Francisco 49ers is that they got to play a complete game. I feel like they got to the Super Bowl and they haven't even played well yet in the playoffs, and that just shows what type of team that they have and how talented they are, is that they got into the Super Bowl and they played awful football in the playoffs. Yes, they showed time that, spurts that they can play very well, but they haven't played a complete game yet, and they're sitting here in the biggest game. So the key is for the San Francisco 49ers to fire on all cylinders if they want to be able to beat the Kansas City Chiefs.
Thanks, everybody, for coming. Please go download the app,
Yes.
Team Make, Team Miss. And remember, Gronk Beach is going on the day before, 12 to 6 at Encore Beach Club. I don't know if that's going to factor into whether you make or miss it, Gronk.
It's going to factor in because my leg may be sore because I'm going to be dancing the whole time. So hopefully that lactic acid will wait another extra couple hours before it comes in, so my foot is feeling nice and loose.
Never thought we'd talk lactic acid here at the press conference for Kick of Destiny 2. Guys, $10 million in bonus bets available. We appreciate you guys for stopping by. Thank you. Thanks, Gronk.
Yes, thank you guys.
We'll see you guys Sunday.
Yes, Kick of Destiny 2, redemption kick. Here we come.
And by the way, I think everybody knows this, it's the kick before the kick. The kick will be, Tucker, let me make sure I get this right. And thank you, Tucker Hart, for putting this together. Between the national anthem, Reba, and the coin toss. So it'll be in that commercial break, so keep your eyes peeled. Thanks, everybody.
So it'll be about like 2 minutes before actual kickoff, right about there?
Yes, and then I'm going to latch myself onto Gronk and get into the game somehow, because I know they'll be sure to get you in to see the Super Bowl.
Yes, we're
Thanks,
going to do it.
Thank you.
Oh, you're right. I'll be there then. I'll be there. Actually, we're going to do it no matter what if I make it too. Wow.